the quiet embrace of the Greenveil Forest, morning light drifted gently through the trees, casting long golden beams across the forest floor. Every creature seemed to know its rhythm here. Every breath of wind, every ripple in the leaves, every distant call of a bird. In this peaceful world lived a gentle mother cow named Gauri, along with her newborn calf, Dhanu. She was known throughout the nearby village for her kindness and protective nature. For her, life revolved around one purpose: keeping her little ones safe. But the forest does not always remain gentle. Within its deepest shadows, something powerful had begun to stir. Coiled among fallen branches and ancient roots lay a giant forest python, a creature feared by all who crossed its path. Its movements were silent, almost ghost-like, yet every shift of its massive body carried danger. And on this day, its hungry gaze had unknowingly fixed itself on Gauri. Gauri felt it first, the strange stillness. Birds that usually fluttered around her had vanished. Even the wind held its breath. Dhanu continued to play, unaware that his mother's instincts had sharpened. She stepped closer to him, scanning the trees, sensing a threat she could not yet see. Not far away, the forest rescue team, Arav, Koil, and Rana, were on their morning patrol. Their mission was simple: keep the forest safe, protect all creatures, and respond to emergencies before they became tragedies. They moved through the area with a practiced awareness, not knowing that fate was about to place them at the center of one of the most intense rescues of their lives. Before anyone could prepare, the peace shattered. With explosive speed, the giant python struck. Its enormous body shot out from the undergrowth like a shadow with fangs, wrapping itself around Gauri before she could fully react. She pushed Dhanu away with the last burst of strength she had, but the python's coils tightened quickly. The crushing pressure forced a desperate cry from her, one that rang through the silent woods like a scream for help. That cry reached the rescue team instantly. Arav stopped in his tracks. Without hesitation, they rushed toward the source, sprinting across uneven forest ground, jumping over fallen logs, and sliding through narrow paths. When they finally reached the clearing, their hearts dropped at the sight before them. Gauri was collapsing under the crushing grip of the python. Each second mattered. Her heartbeat was weakening, her legs trembling under the weight of the enormous snake. But in that moment, the rescuers felt a surge of determination, stronger than any fear. They knew there was no room for hesitation. They understood the risk. A creature this large could easily strike at them if approached incorrectly. Yet their mission had always been rooted in compassion. Every life was precious, and no life should be abandoned. They quickly assessed the situation. Direct force would only cause the snake to tighten further. The solution required precision, timing, and courage. With unwavering focus, they began their rescue. One person working to create a distraction, another preparing tools to loosen the coils, and the last ready to pull Gauri to safety the moment the pressure weakened. The forest echoed with urgency. The giant snake thrashed violently as the team worked against time. It lifted its massive head, striking toward movement, its body tightening and loosening in unpredictable bursts. But the rescuers did not break. Inch by inch, the coils were pried apart. Second by second, Gauri was guided backward, her exhausted body barely able to stand. Then came the defining moment. With one final push of strength, the rescuers managed to break the python's hold, just long enough for Gauri to stumble free. The snake recoiled, frustrated and defeated, and slipped back into the deeper forest, disappearing between the roots and shadows. Gauri collapsed onto the ground, her breath shallow but gradually stabilizing. Dhanu rushed to her side, nuzzling her with innocent worry. The rescue team worked gently and quickly, offering water, checking her heartbeat, cleaning the marks left by the python's coils. Slowly, Gauri regained her strength. With the rescue team's support, she finally stood again, her eyes filled with a mix of fear, relief, and gratitude. Around them, the forest seemed to awaken once more. The birds returned, the wind picked up, life resumed its natural rhythm, as if acknowledging that courage had restored balance. The rescuers looked at Gauri and her calf with quiet pride. They had not saved just an animal. They had preserved a bond, a family, a life that mattered. And in that moment, they were reminded of something powerful. Heroism does not always roar. Sometimes it whispers through dedication, compassion, and the willingness to step forward when fear tells you to step back. The story of Gauri's rescue became more than a mission completed. It became a reminder that in every dark moment, courage has the power to break the strongest of traps. Strength is not found in size, but in the heart that refuses to give up. And just like the rescue team that stood fearless in the face of danger, each of us carries a hero within, one that rises when someone needs us most. Gauri and Dhanu walked back toward their safe open field, the sun now shining brighter than before. Behind them, the rescue team followed quietly, knowing that their work was far from over. But for today, they had won a battle that mattered. And somewhere deep in the forest, life continued, stronger, safer, and filled with hope, because brave hearts chose compassion over fear.